This video will show you how to replace the rear sway bar link on a Cadillac CTS. This is part of the rear suspension located behind your rear wheel. Let's get into it. Let's get ready to remove our rear wheel. To do this, the first thing we have to do is safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. Now, once you've done that, remove all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts so we can get the wheel off of here. Just a quick note about this process, you will want to replace these as a pair. Now that we have the wheel off, we have a clear view of our rear sway bar link. Let's start down at the lower hardware. Now, as far as this is concerned, since I do have a considerable amount of rust here, I'm going to be using a wire brush. I like to try to remove as much rust as possible. Now, once you do that, go ahead and use some penetrant. To remove the lower sway bar link mounting nut, you're going to be using a 15mm for the mounting nut. But typically, you're going to find that the stud on the sway bar link will spin. Looking closely in the center, you can see that there's a small port. We'll be using a 5mm Allen head socket to hold that stud from spinning. Then we can loosen this mounting nut to fully remove it. Since mine is rusted, I'll just tap that socket into place. I'll start by using a long 15mm wrench, and then as soon as I can, I'll be switching to a ratcheting 15mm wrench. Socket off of there. Now let's remove our mounting nut. Take hold of the sway bar link. We should be able to slide it out of position. Once you have that out of there, we'll make our way to the upper hardware. That's just behind the emergency brake cable. Same process here. A little bit of rust. I'll just use my wire brush. 5mm socket. 15mm wrench up top here. Now we can remove our mounting hardware up top. Let's remove the sway bar link. There it is, friend. Prior to installing any brand new part, let's make sure we clean and inspect the mounting area. We have the area on the lower control arm, and of course we have the sway bar. I'm just going to use my wire brush. We'll make sure nothing's rotted or weak. Let's get ready to install the brand new rear sway bar link. Now, just a note about installing this. Typically, you would hold in the center to prevent the shaft from spinning. In this instance, with our sway bar links, you're going to be using a 9/16 wrench right along the base of that stud. There is no port at the end. Let's get this in place. Once you have that slid through down along the control arm, we can start on the mounting hardware there. Now, once we have that in place, let's continue on up along the top where it connects to our rear sway bar. Now that we have both of those started on, let's go ahead and snug them up, and then we'll torque them to 37 foot-pounds. I'm using my thin-walled wrench, 9/16. You can also use a 14mm. 15mm for the mounting nuts. My torque wrench. Make our way down to the bottom. Once it's snug, we'll torque that to 37 foot-pounds as well. Double check, make sure that's secured in place. Okay friend, we finished the installation of our rear sway bar link. When you do these, you do them as a pair, the process will be the same. Let's get ready to reinstall our wheel. Now one last quick inspection in this area and we can reinstall our wheel. We'll get the wheel in place. Start on all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts. Bottom them out, get the wheel safely on the ground and then torque each of them to 100 foot-pounds. Now I've got the wheel back on the ground, let's torque these lug nuts to that 100 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.